All right, so I'm actually going to also add Shay to this. Check requirements. Let me see.
Let's go.
How do I add Shay?
Good morning, YouTube friends and family. Derek he is simulcasting from all different angles this morning. So we want to say happy Saturday and welcome to our live broadcast. Don't wait to be great with Forston Consultants. Don't wait to be
It's
great.
telling me to check my requirements. I don't know how to do
But
that.
again, we are just excited to be here with you all, having this opportunity to share with you who we are, what we do. Again, on this
Shay,
amazing
you've been
Saturday
muted the
morning.
whole time, so go ahead and start that over. We are ready now. So we're working out all the kinks, guys. We are streaming in several different places. Shay, it's on you now. Tell the people who you are and what you do.
Good morning. I am Shea Forston, president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation, co-founder here at Forston Consultants. And again, we want to do a mic check. So if you are joining us live, go ahead and put in the comments if you can hear us loud and clear. We want to make sure that you can hear all of this juicy information that we have for you. I am also Derek's partner in crime here at Forston Consultants. And again, we're just excited to be on our lovely platform like we do every Saturday to give you the information that you so desire. So again, welcome to our Saturday morning room. And we want to know, hello, Miss Nettles. Let us know if you can hear us loud and clear. And again, just welcome one and all. Welcome, and happy Saturday. Derek?
Absolutely. And also welcome to all of my people that are joining us from TikTok. If you guys want to see what we're talking about when we talk about real estate, shared housing, and co-living, make sure you guys come over to YouTube so that you guys can literally see it. So I'm streaming live again. So welcome to all of my people again on TikTok that's streaming in. I see you guys piling in. We're talking about real estate, the love of God, and shared housing all into one. So these are not group homes. These are not independent. These are not ALFs, right? These are not your like IDD. Guys, these are literally housing programs that you can start without a license and you don't have to own the property. So really quickly, for people that don't know who I am, my name is Derek Forston. I'm the proud owner of Second Chance Housing, but I'm also the founder of Forston Consultants. And that's more important today because what we do with this business, we teach you guys how to take a regular everyday property and take people from homeless to hopeful. So everybody that's joining, Randy, Keith, Melissa, Miss Me, all of you guys that are joining us right now on TikTok, and you guys can only see me, come over to YouTube. We're at Forston Consultants on YouTube. Again, that's Forston, Forston Consultants on YouTube. That way you guys can see all of these slides that I'm going to be showing, because literally, again, back to my family over here, we teach people how to take a piece of real estate. And I'm going to slow it down because I talk fast and sometimes I stutter. So we take a piece of real estate, a 4-bed, 2-bath, Stephanie, and come to YouTube at Forston Consultants. I wish I knew how to join my wife in on the TikTok so that she can help y'all. But what I'm going to do is really slowly again, because I got a lot of new people joining us today. So a lot of my veterans and people that know what this is, like Tia and Angela, I want you guys to just bear with me for a second. TikTok is streaming in with a bunch of new people, right? And I want you guys to realize that what we do is take a property, right? And we can rent it, we can lease it. We don't even have to own it. That's what's cool about it. And we work with social workers and case managers. And that's what we call our funnel system. And that's how we fill these places. So again, it's similar to a group home, but it's not, because there's no license required, no state oversight. And again, if you join us on Forston Consultants on YouTube, you're going to be able to see exactly what we're talking about. My wife does what I do from a nonprofit standpoint. So if you've always wanted to get into real estate, Gabe, and you always wanted to help people and involve the love of God in it, we trademarked independent living facility. And again, that is just simply an environment where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. So Shay, before I even get too deep into it, I gave people kind of what this is, even for our new people. But guys, I'm an LLC. I'm for profit. There's a lot of people that call us and want to know, well, Derek, how can I start a nonprofit? Shay, is there any difference in you being a nonprofit? And again, Shay, just explain what you do and pretend they never heard me from a nonprofit standpoint.
Yeah. So do me a favor, Derek. Why don't you try to click on my profile in your live and bring me onto your platform. See if it'll let you do that. But as a nonprofit organization, there is no difference in how I do run my ILF. It's all about how I am set up as an entity. Usually the LLC or the corporation, the C Corp, the S Corp, are those that are, you know, running it as solopreneurs, or they also have companies, you know, other people a part of the company. But for me, the nonprofit is myself and my board of directors. So my board of directors are the ones that help me to make the decisions, help me to build programs, and help me to also run and operate the Angela Denise Foundation. So is there a difference? Absolutely, in the structure and the setup and how I run and operate my entity, or not my entity, the community's entity, because that's exactly what it is. The Angela Denise Foundation is not self-owned or governed. It is governed by a board of directors. So again, that is the only difference. It takes a little bit more in the setup. It takes a little bit more in the structure and all of that jazz. But for the most part, it is a true outreach, right? It's more outreach based than profitable. My profit margins aren't the biggest thing on my agenda. It's being able to help and make different doing things in the community. So that's the difference between my nonprofit and your for-profit, Derek.
So again, my folks that are on TikTok, you guys are just watching me. Make sure that you join us on YouTube at Forston Consultants. That way you can see the pictures and the vision of what we're showing you guys. We're showing you guys, again, you just heard Shay talk about how she does this from a nonprofit standpoint. Come over to YouTube so that you can see it, because I'm getting ready right now actually to bring up some pictures, right? My personal program is called Second Chance Housing. So for many of you all that maybe that don't know me, my background is that I was a social worker, right? So I saw a lot of bad conditions when it came to housing. So again, my whole sole purpose in life was to change the way homeless people were being viewed, and also to change the way that they're living. So, and again, so that I'm not going so fast, is there anybody that's new to us, right? That you are completely new to us and you have no clue who we are? Because again, we're streaming in a lot of different places. So if you're on like Chatter, or if you're on like Clubhouse and you can't see what we're talking about, make sure you join us on YouTube. Dean, good to see you here. Reed Learning, good to see you here. Thank you guys for being here on Clubhouse. But if you want to see what we're talking about, make sure you guys come to YouTube at Forston Consultants, because I'm getting ready to show a lot of content. And there's a lot of different families that are joining us that have no clue who we are, and they want to see it. So I want all of you guys to come over that. If you're streaming or if you're just listening, please come to Forston Consultants on YouTube. And right now in 3 seconds, I'm bringing up my first picture, because one more time for the Lansing family, you guys asked, what in the world, Derek, is an ILF? Well, to me, guys, it's the best real estate strategy that there is, because this is a real estate strategy that involves the love of God, real estate, and social services all mixed into one. So really slowly again, the love of God, real estate, and social services. Because if you're joining us, you probably are a lot like us. You like helping people, and you've always wanted to get into real estate to create generational wealth. Guys, how about, and this is a quote that we often live by, can you imagine doing God's will, making enough money to feed your family, and also being the beacon of light in your community when it comes to shared housing and affordable living? Because I don't care where you live at, Miss Danielle, it's expensive. So again, today, rent for a 1-bedroom, guys, depending on where you live at, can be over $1,000 just for a 1-bedroom studio.
Correct.
And so what we show people is how you take a property that often mimics multifamily, because again, I can go and rent a 4-bed, 2-bath home, and I can take 8 people from homeless to hopeful, and I don't even have to own the place. That's what makes the ILF so cool. So my family and I, we trademarked independent living facility. And again, if you can only hear me right now, come to YouTube so that you can see the vision of what this is. My TikTok family, it's a lot of y'all here, and I appreciate that, but you guys can only see me streaming right now. Come to YouTube at Forston Consultants, Forston, because I'm literally showing you guys what is an ILF. How do you become the preferred vendor in your city for when it comes to affordable housing?
Right.
Guys, I'm in Orlando, Florida. When people think of affordable housing, they think of Shay and I. Shay, when people are trying to find housing for women, who do they usually call?
The Angela Denise Foundation.
And what is that?
That is my nonprofit organization that houses women that have been through whatever type of issue or situation that has caused them to be homeless. And I do that again, Derek, from a nonprofit standpoint. I am a nonprofit organization whose one program is an ILF. I have a program that is dedicated to housing individuals, housing women. And I don't say just housing women because I'm also, Derek, what we call a housing referral agency as well. So if I cannot assist with your placement, I have a whole bunch of other partners in the community that can also facilitate that trend. I can help facilitate that transition from homeless to housed.
Absolutely. And guys, if you're new to us, text us the word new. We got a free gift that we want to give you. But also, if you're new to us, just in general, let me know in the chat. I want to shout you out. I love to meet new people that maybe this is your first time bumping into us. Because again, we often unveil a real estate strategy that most people either are not familiar with or they just haven't seen it done this way. So if you're on YouTube right now at Forston Consultants, you can literally see me as a social worker dreaming to get into something like this. So, and that's why I tell people, man, I'm no genius, right? I'm not so special, but these are the conditions that I saw. Again, please come to Forston Consultants on YouTube because this shows you the vision of where this came from. And if you're new to me, please type in the chat, Derek, I'm new to you, man. But this right here, guys, as I was a social worker, this is where I was referring people to. And before I found out about it, y'all, I didn't know. I was a social worker working behind the desk and a computer, just like most of y'all see me now. And I saw these burnt up kitchens, beds on the floor, people being mistreated, a lady sleeping on the kitchen floor. Guys, can you see these pictures? Can 3 of y'all tell me in the chat that you can see these beds sitting on cinder blocks? And because I knew Lansing family that people would have believed me when I started to tell this story, I said, you know what? I got to take pictures of this. Because if I just tell people, Shay, they're going to think I'm juicing the story up just to make a better story. Guys, can 3 of y'all please tell me in the chat that you can see these beds on cinder blocks, the bed that is on the floor, the guy fan sitting on the dadgum banana box. Now, I can stay on that for 2 hours, but that's what drove all of this.
Correct.
And again, if you want to see this, Keith, wacky, hesitant, Fowler family, I see you guys on TikTok. Come over to YouTube. This is what it looks like now. This is actually a house of the Angela Denise Foundation. I'm going to shut my big mouth for 2 seconds. Shay, can you explain what this house is and what this house does for the city of Orlando?
Yeah, so this house is a 5-bed, 3-bath, and it does house women that have been once, gone through hard times and just need communal living, need that opportunity to share or have a space where they can reside together in community while they get back on their feet. So this is one of the properties of the Angela Denise Foundation here in Orlando, Florida. Love this house. Went through a massive renovation, and now it is housing amazing women and taking them on their journey from being mishoused or unhoused to now having somewhere safe and affordable to stay.
Good stuff. I love it. And again, y'all, excuse me for keep saying this, but there's a lot of people joining us from TikTok, and I've never, ever went live on TikTok. So this is a new population of people that are discovering us. So Gracie, Blunderman, Keith, again, all you guys, Tim, good to see you guys on TikTok. Join us on YouTube at Forston Consultants. I'm literally showing you guys on screen how you guys can get into real estate and not own the property, but connect with social workers and case managers in your city to house military veterans, elderly adults, teenagers aging from the foster care system, and women that are escaping domestic violence. And Anna and Gracie, the newest population that we've been serving here lately, and my wife probably talked about it, is the working individual. We house a lot of people, no matter where you live at, guys. It's expensive, and everybody can't afford their own house, their own apartment. Everybody can't even afford all the time to even get their own studio. So, guys, we're that in between that offers this affordable housing, and we do this through shared living. So, again, now me and my family, we trademarked independent living facility. But watch this. My coach is going to tell you, I don't care really what you call it. Just remember that what we're doing is that we're taking people from homeless to hopeful in an environment that looks like this. Keith, when you guys come over to YouTube, let me know that you're here. Gracie, Anna, Mr. Tim, Wacky, when you guys come over to YouTube, let me know that you can see these pictures. Because a lot of times people say, well, Derek, what does it look like? Because they can't envision this. And if this is your first time hearing a real estate play like this may seem like impossible.
So okay, you said a real estate play. Help me to understand how you would consider, help those that are listening that don't know what this real estate play is. How is it a play, Derek? Like, how does it either expand your real estate portfolio, or how does it,
The reason, Shay, this is such a big real estate play, again, because I say it all the time, but maybe because I say it so fast, it goes over people's head. Guys, imagine getting into real estate that involves the love of God, the love for people, but also, guys, you're making enough money to feed your family. That's what this is also all about. This is ministry. Yes, this is real estate. Yes, this is a real estate play. But guys, to the bottom line of what this really is, Miss Shay, and there's another Shay in the chat. Welcome, Shay. Shay, what this really is the love of God, social services, and real estate mixed into one. And watch this. Shay and I are also into what we would call regular real estate, meaning that we'll buy a house and we'll put a mom, dad, and 3 kids in it.
Correct.
Guys, this play, it allows me to take that one asset and rent to multiple people, Miss D, that cannot afford the first, the last, and the security deposit.
That's right. Yeah.
Who can afford the first, the last, and security deposit today? Not many people. That's why this model, Shay, is so genius, because again, it also Shay allows me to help more people. And
then also think about the requirements. Again, you said first, last, security, but even being able to prove that you make 3 times the rental income.
Absolutely, guys. It's hard to prove that.
Nowadays.
And what's so crazy is, guys, my background is mental health. So I've been a mental health social worker for many years, guys. So my background was always housing the guy with schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, major depressive disorder. But guess what we're housing today? What I would call the everyday Joe. The guy that's got a 9-to-5 job, the school teacher, the police officer, the prison guard, the guy that works at McDonald's, the local Walmart greeter. These are the people that we're housing now because it's so expensive. But watch this. The pictures that you're seeing on screen right now, and I hope a lot of you are on the YouTube channel now. Guess what happens when I get the call or Shay gets a call? And I'm going to let Shay prove this. Shay, what happens when you get a call that sounds like this? Hey, Miss Shay, I saw you guys on Instagram, and I want a place to live, but Shay, I don't want to share no room. Shay, I don't want no roommate. Shay, I'm a grown lady. What I look like sharing a room, Shay? Shay, what is your response to that?
Not a problem at all, ma'am. Our housing opportunities are several, right? There's not only just the shared option, but we do have a private room, and then we also have the private suite. The private suite, ma'am, is that room that has its own ensuite bathroom. Of course, the pricing is different based on the location and the room type that you do prefer or that's available. So let me know what your option would be. You can have a private room that you will still share the restroom accommodations, or you can have the private suite where you have your own ensuite. Please note that the ensuite is a little bit more expensive. So just let me know.
And also, did you guys hear that again? Because that's a question we get probably 5-6 times a week. Derek, what do you do with the guy that say he don't want to share? No problem. We got private accommodations. We have shared accommodations. We have a private suite. We have just a private room. Shay just told you. And the way that I break it down, and she said it, but I'll just kind of reiterate it.
Yeah.
There's 3 different models within this one.
Yeah.
There's the private model. That means that this guy got his own room, only 1 bed in that room, and he has no roommate, but he still shares the hallway bathroom.
Yeah.
There's another model that's called the private suite. And if you're on YouTube right now, you can literally see what Shay's private suite looks like. This is not a Photoshop picture, ladies and gentlemen. If you walk into Shay's ILF today, you see that bathroom. Does that make sense, everybody? And then watch this. 90% of the people that do call our phone for placement, this is actually what they can afford, is that shared room. And again, if you guys are on YouTube right now and you just joined us, we're simply discussing how do you start a housing program that's not a group home, that's not an ALF, and that's not an IDD program. All of those require a license. They require state oversight, and you must have staff, and you must own the property. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm explaining to you the cheat code to getting into real estate, which is the rental arbitrage method. Guys, I rent and buy property now, but when I first started as that poor social worker making 28 grand a year, I couldn't buy no house. So guys, we leased and we rented these places. And guys, it don't take a rocket science to see that when you're doing this, you're taking one asset and renting to multiple people. Guys, I got a mini multi-unit building essentially. And thank you for all of you guys that are coming over to YouTube now from all these other places. Now you guys can see what I've been talking about. This is how we take people from homeless to hopeful, the military veteran, the guy that works at Ross, the guy that works at the mall. Guys, we house so many different kinds of people now. And again, Shay, I'll tell you, years ago, it was only the guy that had bipolar disorder. It was only the guy that had schizophrenia. Because I'll admit, that's my love. That's my background. I'm a social worker at heart. Mm-hmm. But today, because it's so expensive in your city, no matter where you live at, guys, you are now the go-to for affordable housing in your city through a model like this. And the beautiful part about it, it does not require a license. You do not have to own the property. There is no state oversight like these group homes. Yeah. And guys, again, this is ministry, not because Derek said it. The Bible says the poor and needy will always be among us, Donnie. And if you guys are just joining me on TikTok, come over to YouTube at Forston Consultants so that you can see what we're talking about. This involves the love of God, real estate, and social services all into one. Imagine having a business to where God's financial blessing was already built into it. Correct. Lord have mercy. I'm going to say that one more time. Imagine having a business or a job to where the financial blessing was already built into it. And that's what this is. Not because Derek said it. The Bible says the poor and needy will always be among us. The Bible also says that when you do unto the least of thee, guys, simply because of the population that we serve, the blessing is built into what we're doing. And Derek didn't say that. The Bible says when you do unto the least of thee, God said it's like you're doing it unto me. Lord have mercy. How powerful is that you could be doing God a favor simply because of the population you serve? And you thought you had to have a license. You thought you had to own the property. The devil is a liar. Right. Rental arbitrage allows us to do this because the people that we serve are completely independent. 15 more seconds and I'm going to break. This model, again, the reason why I don't need a license, the Lawrence family, because that was your question, because the people that we serve can cook their own bologna sandwich. They can provide their own transportation, and they can take their own medications without the need for a nurse, a doctor, or an LPN. Does that make sense, my YouTube family, my TikTok family? Can 3 people put in the chat, Derek, this makes sense? And to me, this is the cheat code to getting into real estate because you thought you needed a dadgum license, just like I thought I did. Right. And guys, I was the social worker, Shay. Right. For 9 years working in that hospital, begging God to change my life. Yeah. Begging God to get into real estate. And God showed me a lady that was making $41,000 a month, housing people in rats and roaches. And I was like, oh my God. She's making this kind of money mistreating people. Can you imagine how well I'm going to do in life when I do it the right way? Guys, we're going to take a commercial break and I'm coming right back. I hope you got 1,000 questions because I want to answer them all. Come on. If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna give it over to Shay, but I want to give a little bit of direction really quick.
Okay.
There's a lot of new people that's joining us. A lot of you guys are what I'll call old timers, and you're always here, and I appreciate that. Thank y'all so much for being here. And Shay, if we don't turn this heater off me, I'm gonna sweat to death. I think we got a heater on me. I turned on the heater earlier, y'all, because my feet was cold.
I'm innocent.
I'm being just a little person right now, and y'all, I'm about to burn up now. Give me 2 seconds.
I'm innocent. This was not Shay's heater debacle.
And usually it's Shay, but I was like, man, why my feet getting so hot now? Anyway, thank y'all for joining us. A lot of you guys are family to us, but I really want to shout out anybody that's new to us. If you're new to us and you have no clue who we are, what we do, really quickly again, very simple. We teach people how to take a property and take people from homeless to hopeful. We call it kind of like, we got a lot of coin phrases, right? PDR, purpose-driven real estate.
Yeah.
We do a lot of things in real estate. Prime example, 2 o'clock today, if you're in Central Florida, meet me in Haines City, Florida. I got a 4-bed, 2-bath for sale that can be a potential ILF. If you're in Central Florida, anywhere in Polk County, 2 o'clock, you DM me or my assistant. We're going to make sure you get the address. I'm also going to do a little bit of teaching there because I got some people that are coming that are investors that don't know what this is. I want to give them an option of maybe how they not rent to a mom, dad, and 3 kids. Why not rent out all 4 rooms as private rooms and charge $900 per room, right? So again, if you're in Central Florida, the price of the home is $205,000. It's on my website. It's on my social media right now. It's on TikTok. Anyway, meet me 2 o'clock. Also join us here every Monday and Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. This is all we do is teach people how to do this. 7 p.m. Monday and Tuesday. Tuesdays, we usually talk about what drives this business, meaning the back end. We use something that's called Digital Flow Solutions. It runs all 8 of our businesses, and we give that to you all and talk about that on Tuesdays. And Saturday, we kind of mix it up. We bring a lot of the questions that come from the week previously. So a lot of what I'm going to be talking about today, guys, they came from questions you all asked me.
Correct.
So again, thank you to everybody that also migrated over to YouTube. I really appreciate that. There's a lot of different places that we're streaming: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're on Clubhouse right now. So again, thank you guys for joining us. But if you want to see what we're talking about, definitely come to YouTube at Forston Consultants. And I'm going to give it over to Miss Shay for anything because y'all know me.
You said direction.
I'll talk so much. I'll just, I'll never let Shay talk. Go ahead.
Okay, so one of the things I wanted to really talk about the importance of the shared living model or the ILF model. Let's say the ILF model. That is what we've trademarked, and that is what we're building different things out around and based on. So the independent living facility model. The most important thing is structure, expectations, and making sure that you are providing those that you are bringing in from really bad situations into a safe space. Derek, I tell people all the time, it's not just taking people and throwing them all in a house and saying, figure it out.
Yep.
It doesn't work like that, nor does it look like that. So that's why I say those important key factors are, making sure you're doing this right, making sure you set the right and appropriate expectations for yourself, for your housing model, and then for those that will enter into your housing model. And then also making sure that you put behind yourself the things you need to get the word out to those that you are looking to solicit residents from, whether it be case managers, social workers, whether it be other community funded programs or other community programs, making sure that you have that footprint, whether it be that digital footprint, especially, so that people know that you are who you say you are. So that's some of the things that I like to talk about, Derek, is just making sure that you are not running a free for all.
That's
learning it from learning it from us, right?
A lot of times people think that, Shay, we just rent rooms to people and there's no rules or structure.
Like.
So go into that if you like. And I know that's kind of where you're headed. Yep.
Yeah, that is not what it looks like. What people have to realize is this is not a rooming house.
Right.
This is completely different because there are rules and set expectations. And the fact of the matter is we make sure you all abide by those rules. And if you don't abide by those rules, then we have to have a conversation, right? Because the whole thing is to make sure that there's a cohesive living environment, and that everyone, we know that everybody's not going to get along, right? We know that everybody may have their ups and their downs, but how do you navigate through that when you're living with individuals that you really don't know? And that's where we play a role in that as well. Our goal is to know you enough that we don't put somebody in your room, that you're not sharing a room with somebody that you are gonna scratch the eyes out and have a whole cat fight. We're not doing that. So the goal is to be inputting yourself into the business as much as possible so that you are making the right judgment calls when it comes to placement. Okay. Don't just be all willy-nilly. You've got empty beds, you've got rooms that you need to fill, but you just want to pull and put anybody in there. That's when it becomes a problem. So again, structure and having more structure, right, is exactly what we teach on, how we train you on how to implement this process effectively and the right way. Back on you, Derek.
I love it. And that drives me actually right where I'm about to go to. So what you guys see on screen right now, and Samuel family, I'm going to answer your question next. This is for the Taylor family. This is also why I like the ILF model. As you see right here, I talk about shared responsibilities. These are not maintenance men that I've called that's going to charge me money. When that dishwasher broke, Mr. Oscar was able to fix it. See what I mean? When the grass needs to be mowed, Mr. Alex is mowing the grass.
Yeah.
So we house the kind of people that kind of want to be active. They don't want to just sit around and do nothing.
Correct.
And again, big shout out to all of my people on TikTok. I've never went live there. You guys come over to YouTube so that you can see what we're doing. Welcome everybody from TikTok. Thank y'all so much for being here. Ashley, welcome to YouTube. Come over to Forston Consultants on YouTube. So what you see on screen again, guys, is our clients actually getting into what we do. Now, the next question, I got a couple slides and I'm going to breeze across these. Licensed group home requirements. Guys, you have to have staff.
Correct.
Shay and I do not have staff. Now, I will admit, a couple of years ago, we had so many of these houses. We did hire one guy that was just kind of keeping an eye on everything. He also served as maintenance. But for 98% of y'all, this is not going to be taught to you to go out and hire some staff. There is also no state oversight. So when you guys ask me what's the difference, guys, I don't need permission from Congress, my city, the state. Guys, there is no regulations. Now, I'll admit, at one kind of place, it's bad that there's not regulations, because you run into the people that I saw that's housing people making 41 grand a month, but housing people in rats and roaches. So that's why Shay and I, in our company, we're building an association right now for the ILF. Today, there is no license required, but one day it will. Because we do believe it needs oversight. But for right now, for the everyday person, guys, the cheat code to get into this, there is no license. Because essentially, guys, all we're doing is renting rooms. The difference from that and what Shay talked about earlier, we got rules and structure behind it. A rooming house, there is no structure. A boarding home, usually, there is no structure. When somebody in your city posts on Facebook, we rent rooms, he just rented a room, y'all. There is no structure. Right. This is more program-based with us. But watch this. I unveiled this about 4 weeks ago. Guys, I've been doing this for a long time, about 7-8 years now. In the last, I'll say 4 months, I've developed another model where it's kind of like not the ILF, but I still rent rooms. And these are the regular construction guys.
But there's still structure to them.
No, Shay, that's where I'm going.
That's the powerful thing about it.
But that program base that we kind of give with the ILF, it's kind of not with these guys. But there is rules and there's still structure.
Come on, D.
So no matter where you do it, guys, this is how you alleviate the clown show. Now, I'll admit, because I'm just honest enough, when I first started this years ago, y'all, this was an absolute clown show. I didn't know what I was doing. Guys, I made a lot of mistakes. I made the Channel 8 news, not in a good way. $40,000 lawsuit that I had to walk through, Shay and I, so that today we can teach y'all to do it the right way. And Lord, have mercy on me. The day I found out that I didn't need a license or I didn't have to own the property to get into this, game over. Because that's what's stopping most of y'all. You thought you had to own the house and you thought you had to have some license from your state. Guys, I was a poor social worker making 28 grand a year. And all God did was show me my dream through somebody else
Mm-hmm.
that was making $41,000 a month. Miss D, I always ask people this. So excuse my ignorance if your income is higher than this, but put in the chat and let me know. If you made $41,000 every 30 days, would that change your life a little bit, Mr. Troy? Am I going to be the only one that'll actually be honest about this? Because I'm going to be the first one to put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Hold on. Right now, I'm going to put that would change my life. Because guess what my prayer was? I said, God, you just showed me my dream through a lady that's making 41 grand a month and she housed people in rats and roaches.
Exactly.
I said, God, I make 28 grand a year.
Help me, Lord.
I said, God, it'd be nice to replace my yearly salary monthly. Some of y'all gonna think that's crazy, but boy, we got a big God. Why y'all think I left my job? Guys, you can replace your yearly salary, and that is no disrespect to anybody in terms of what you make.
Right.
But I don't see nothing in the chat yet, so maybe these are really high income people.
Tia said that changed her life.
I'm gonna ask one more time. If you guys made $41,000 a month doing what God called you to do, helping people, would that change your life a little bit?
It will. It will.
Tia, that would absolutely change my life. And Tia, guess what? God slowly but surely did it.
Yeah.
Watch this, and this ain't no bragging. This is to the goodness of God. Y'all know how good it feels to get my return back from my church and see that what I used to make a year is now my tithe and offering? Lord have mercy. Somebody gonna miss that, Shay. Shay, do you remember the year we got that return back? It's like, Shay, we gave over 30 grand. Shay, I used to make 30 grand.
It was so funny because we looked
Somebody
at
gonna miss that, Shay.
Yeah, when we
they gonna miss the blessing and think that we just bragging.
When we got our giving statements, we
Lord
could not believe it because you still live life regularly. Nothing changed. Our habits didn't change. Our spending didn't change. Our mindset shifted, of course. But at the same time, it was just, when you got that document and you was like, no, wait a minute. You were ready for tax to sit down with your accountant to see what did we really make? Or even those times where you get the phone call from the accountant and she's like, well, congratulations. And you're like, congratulations for what?
For what? We was like, what?
And she was like,
even when we first hit 6 figures, you hear people talk about it. Guys, we were moving and grooving so fast and so hard.
We didn't even realize it.
We didn't even know it.
We didn't even
But
know
anyway, I don't want to get too far off on that.
Get in that. Yeah.
What's going on, Miss Candy, Father Christmas, Agatu, all of you guys that are joining brand new to us right here on TikTok, come over to YouTube at Forston Consultants. That's Forston. That's allowing you guys to see what we're doing.
Starting next week, Derek, I'm going to have your YouTube stream attached to StreamYard because we want to keep those TikToks on TikTok, right?
You mean to bring those people over?
No, we're going to simulcast. So we're going to go ahead and put TikTok.
We're able to do that?
Yes.
See, I don't know that stuff.
TikTok.
Okay,
We're
great.
going to do the TikTok and merge them all
great.
So everybody can be under one umbrella.
Perfect. So we just, because you guys right here are only able to hear me. Come over to YouTube and you can see it. Back over here because the Lawrence family asked me about this. Do I need a sprinkler system? Absolutely not. That's a group home or an ALF. Do I need a fire alarm system? Shay, do you need one as a nonprofit?
I got a whole bunch of smoke detectors. But
all right, but let's keep going. Right here in Florida, guys, if you want to be licensed, you got to go through these people. We call it AHCA here. Florida Agency for Healthcare Administration. If you're in Texas, you probably got to go through them. If you're trying to be licensed, and watch this, guys, there's nothing wrong with having a licensed facility. Really the Abbott family, somebody's going to hear me say this and say, wow, man, Derek is so against that group home.
Absolutely not.
No, I'm not. There's a space for it. I'm just the guy that said, Derek, I want to get into real estate right now, and I don't want it to take 3 years. We teach a lady right now who's family to us. Her name is Francesca and Jay Dawson. Most of y'all know her and him. They have an ILF and they have an APD. She met me and opened up an ILF and had 3 houses in 90 days.
Yes.
It took her 3 years to get the APD. Now, don't get it twisted. She do well in it and make a bunch of money and helping a bunch of people. But how many are you all by hand raise or saying me that you're like me? You ain't got 3 years. God told you to move now. So if you're smart like Francesca, if that's what God told you to do, you start an ILF now, allow it to build money, income. How you think Francesca bought that next house? From the proceeds from the ILF. So again, guys, I know I talk fast. I know I stutter, and I'm excited all the time. So, but I just want to try to slow it down for anybody that I may be losing. Am I losing anybody today? That if you're in Texas and if you want to start your housing program, but you want to be licensed, you got to go through the Texas Healthcare and Human Service Commission. North Carolina, you got to go see these people. Yep. Georgia, you got to go see these folks.
Yeah.
Guys, for an ILF, you just come see me or join me on YouTube every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday. Because we show you guys how to do this. The exact thing God told you to do. Get into real estate and help people. Why did God tell you to help people? That's just biblical. Why did he talk about real estate? Because generational wealth. God wants you to be able to build the kingdom
Tia says,
financially, but also make enough money to feed your family.
Tia says, slow down.
Tia know me. Yeah. Tia know it. And that's why Tia said, Derek, slow it down, because somebody gonna miss it. And that's what I'm saying, guys. Really slowly, because Tia asked me to. Imagine getting into the game of real estate by renting or leasing the property to do exactly what God has been telling you to do for the last 5 years, and you ain't moved yet.
Yep.
Now you met this bald black guy, Derek, loudmouth, that said, Derek said that I can rent it or lease it. Build relationships with social workers and case managers as my funnel system.
Correct.
Why do you think we use digital flow solutions? Because we can email them, we can text them, we can call them, because it involves your phone, text messaging, and email, and your website build out. Somebody type digital flow solutions in the chat. 80% of y'all that are in the chat have it. If you own a business, I don't care if you fry chicken and sell it from the back door of your house, or if you have a daycare, you're a consultant, or you're in real estate, or you paint for a living, you need a website, guys. We're in 2025. Without a website, you don't exist. No different from this housing program. If I go running my big mouth on Facebook talking about, hey, social workers, call me, and they try to Google me and I don't exist, they're going to think I'm a scam. Why you think I'm a no-brainer in my city?
And then
because when they type in housing,
yeah,
we pop right up at the top. So again, guys, I'm going to zoom through this and give it over to Shay. But as I've been telling people for the last 7 years, I never forget this, Shay, and you will remember this. When we first came on Clubhouse years ago, people thought I was crazy. They called me idiot. Brawls. They had arguments, brawls with me. Because people sometimes, guys, when you don't get it and you don't understand it, and people think you just talking from concept. If you're new to me, you don't know this, but I preach a lot about proof of concept, POC.
We've been doing POC for
guys, we've been doing this so long that if you're new to this and you never heard of this, may sound crazy. And somebody said, can you make the training more affordable? We did that 3 days ago. And if you don't know about it, I'm going to tell you right now, sir or ma'am, I'm not sure who it is. We gave $5,000 away towards coaching.
Yep.
So here's the cheat code. If you want our coaching and it's always been kind of unattainable, get it now. When you go to checkout, that part that says enter coupon code, enter 2025, it gets $5,000 just like that. Can't beat it.
Also, and what I want
glad you said that, because a lot of people asked about that too, and I was going to announce that. But we've been giving $5,000 away, and I'm doing this all the way up until February 14th. So Valentine's Day, that deal ends. But right now, if you've ever wanted our one-on-one coaching, which comes with that digital flow solutions, the phone, the website build out, virtual assistant, all of that, and my big mouth coaching.
And see, that's the reason
God, you get $5,000 off of that all the way up until the 14th.
But can I tell you something? This is when I want to circle back to this. Can you make the training more affordable? And what people don't realize is you're not just getting our time. You're also getting a whole other system. Resources.
It's a business in a box.
So when people ask for us to bring it down, like you're getting a $15,000 packet of our expertise, access to our legal documents, access to the platform that we use to run our businesses.
Our paperwork alone is more than what we charge for the coaching.
Access to the course material and any course that we create after you've been with us. So anybody that gets our ILF Mastery Blueprint will always be added to another program or product that we provide. So remember that we don't just say, hey, our price is this price because we know our value, and we do make it attainable for every pocket, right? We've got the DIY, we've got the accelerator, we've got the IMB, which is not just the ILF model, but the ILF Mastery Blueprint, which is IMB, is all your businesses. Say you come to us with 15 businesses and you are trying to grow and scale. Our team gets with you and helps you pour more into that business as well as start something new. So know that, I get where everybody wants to get started, but you've got to realize the investment that it takes, and our investment in you, right? It's not only about us saying, give me your money, give me your money. We're just as invested in your success as we are in coaching you. And that's the biggest thing behind what we do. We don't just do this because it pays well, right? The aggravation of consulting is one of the biggest things because sometimes our expectations are higher on the person that we're consulting than their own expectations are for themselves.
And that's tough when you want it more than the other person.
That is very tough. So think about my hours pouring into you and it falls to naught. Like nothing comes of it. So just when you are looking to start something, be prepared to invest in yourself. Derek and I have spent close to hundreds of thousands of dollars on coaching. We are still being consulted, right? We perish for a lack of what? Knowledge. And when you can surround yourself with those that have that knowledge, do whatever it takes to do so. And like Derek said, there is a special that is coming up that is active right now where we are saying, listen, we will front the $5,000 so that you can have access to this information, because we know that we can't house everybody. We're not greedy in what we do. The fact of the matter is, I want to see everybody being a resource in their community. And this is the reason why we do go all over the place teaching and training other individuals to start their own independent living facilities. I'm done with my rant.
Oh, no, that was good, actually.
No,
so I just also hope that that's a major blessing for that person that did type that. Obviously, that person, I guess, knows us already and know what the coaching is. But to hear right now, if they didn't know that we're giving $5,000 away towards the ILF Mastery Blueprint, I hope that changes that person's life. So in fact, their family, JA, let me know if that's helpful to you or if you even knew that. So I'm glad you said it, because if you're not in our system, maybe you didn't get that email. My team did handpick a lot of people and they sent that too, but I'll just announce it live. If you want our coaching, if you go to checkout right now, enter 2025. Guys, it'll knock out $5,000 just like that. And we also have third-party financing, right? So that whole Klarna and Afterpay, all of that stuff is available. We leave no excuses, in other words, right? And then for the guy that said, well, Derek, I don't have no money. Well, lucky for you, I made a promise to God 7 years ago, and that's why I'm here today. So every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday, I come teach this anyway, whether you buy anything from us or not. That's just, for one, me keeping my promise to God, and for two, how great of a guy I am, right? And as you can probably tell, we love this. Guys, I'll do this for free, which I do every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday right here. And usually probably 5 to 6 days a week, y'all, I'm somewhere running my mouth about what this is, because I say, God, if you change my life doing this, God, I'll go all over the world teaching it, and I'll never take any credit. So watch me do that right now, actually. Guys, without God, I'm a nobody. But with God, most of y'all gonna think I'm a genius. But guys, I'm not. God just showed me my dream through a lady that was doing it the wrong way. And I say, God, if you allow this lady to make $41,000 a month, and I'm struggling to feed my family, making 28 grand a year, I say, God, if you give it to me, I'll be different from that lady, and I'll go all over the world teaching it on my dime. God, I'll pay for the plane tickets, I'll pay for the rooms, I'll pay for the stage. Now, luckily today, people want to hear this message and they invite me. But I say, God, I'll go all over the world talking about it, and I'll tell them that it's because of you. So guys, one more time, without God, this is baloney. But with God, this is an absolute ministry that you can change your city and your family. And if you agree with that, somebody put in the chat, amen. Bam. And just like that, I want to answer another question that talks about, well, kind of this thing that I've been introducing from 7 years ago. I said, one day we're going to see a life where this shared living concept Never mind the term independent living facility for
yeah.
2 seconds. That's just what me and my family decided to trademark. Watch this. Shared living, co-living, communal living, guys, they're already doing it. A lot of people just don't put a name to it.
Correct.
This is going to be the new way for a lot of people to live because it's so expensive. But it also is going to be a new way for investors to make more money on their investment and do great work. That's why I really love this, y'all. I'm in a lot of kind of real estate. But the ILF model, I believe that's where the blessing of God comes from. Because I'm serving a population of people that will be homeless on the street without me, without you all, now that you've learned this. So again, if you guys agree with this, just 2 of y'all in the chat say, yeah, Dick, I agree with this. I see how it's going now. Everything's so expensive. And again, as you guys see the instructions scrolling below, the Lance family axis with Derek, where can I get more info? Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Forston Consultants. Be my friend at Derek Forston.
Oh, you sound like you so lonely.
Be my friend. Send me a friend request because I want you to be nosy of what we're posting. Also, go to TikTok and follow me there at Derek Forston because we post a lot of things there that may not make it to the YouTube channel, right? Or the Facebook. So that's the first way. And also by texting the phrase more info. So if you just text MOREINFO, that will literally give you the information and the webinar, and we call it a masterclass of what this is in a more of a chronological order.
Correct.
And then once you watched it, my team is going to see that you watched it through our analytics, and they're going to send you a message asking you to book a call if you have any questions of how you can move forward now. So our process is super streamlined. But if you're somebody that just said, Derek, I want to just sit back and just see what this thing is all about, make sure you join me every Monday and Tuesday and Saturday. And lucky for you, if you miss it, all these rooms are recorded. I have over 700 videos, guys, on this subject. And there's nobody that teaches the real estate game and the shared housing game the way that we do. We teach from experience. We teach from a bunch of mistakes that we've made.
The passion,
and again, a lot of the experience of making the wrong decisions and mistakes to be able to iron it out the right way. Really quickly, and I'm gonna give it back over to Shay. Populations that you are allowed to serve or can serve, guys, it ranges from hundreds of kinds of populations as long as they're independent. Remember, I always joke about that bologna sandwich. Can they cook their own bologna sandwich? Can they swallow their own pills and not need a nurse? Can they bathe themselves?
Yeah.
Can they provide their own transportation through Uber or Lyft or their insurance company? If they can do all of that stuff, great. So again, we teach about choosing it by the lifestyle too. Are you really busy? Do you got a lot going in your own life? Because Shay, if you do, I'll give one population right now that you need to leave alone. The children that are aging out of foster care, they're 18 now. Even though they're adults, they need a lot of support still because of how they grew up. And if your life's so busy, that's not going to be a good population for you. And that's what we mean by choose the population according to your lifestyle, but also what is the community kind of dictated. Shay, on you.
Like I wanted to piggyback on that because I think a lot of people go in with the misconception of this is set it and forget it. It doesn't start that way. Once you get your groove, once you get that motion, that momentum, it's like any business, right? It's going to take grit. It's going to take grind. It's going to take work. It's going to take you putting in that effort. And when you really establish yourself within your community, you will see that your niche or your market avatar will consistently change based on based on your community. Because once you've satisfied a particular need in your community, you're going to see that your community needs in another place. So now you're growing and scaling and changing your populations, but be mindful. And Derek always says this, it's not that we dislike housing the children aging out of foster care. What we want to see is that the right people that really have the time to invest in these precious souls, that they have the patience to invest in these precious souls, that they have the willpower and the other resources necessary. Like, are you going to surround yourself with other people that can teach them how to cook, that can teach them how to go out and look for jobs, that can teach them how to advocate on their own, that can teach them how to go out and start bank accounts, that can teach them how to just navigate through life. Right? Remember, this is a population that has had the short end of the stick for the most part. They have been through some terrible, trying situations, and we want to make sure that you are not putting yourself in a position to harm them further than they probably have already been. And that's the reason why we say, really know before you go to that direction. Okay. Going in that direction of the youth aging out of foster care. We want to make sure that they have great advocates, that your patients aren't like, they can't tap dance on your last nerve.
If you got thin patients,
then,
again, that's just not a good population. And that's what we mean by that.
Because they need a lot of nurturing. They need a lot of coddling. They need a lot of correction. They need a lot of training. They need a lot of developing and all of those things. So I say, be very, 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 very mindful if that's the route you're going to take. Go ahead.
Absolutely. So love that, Shay, and glad that you brought that out, because again, and also another way that I explained it, guys, 7 years ago, jokingly, I was a nobody, wasn't busy, not much going on, trying to figure out life. But today, God has really blessed me, my wife, and my family. We're really busy. I coach a lot of people, a lot of speaking engagements. We have Shay and I own 8 businesses. Now, I'll admit, we're not the superstars of all 8 businesses, right? I'm only good at 2 of them. We got a team of VAs, y'all, that run everything that we do. So again, when people say, well, Derek, what makes y'all so successful? God first, virtual assistants next, softwares and systems. Very quickly, one more time, we keep God first. Virtual assistants are now our family. We got a team of VAs, guys, that run everything that we do. I got my own assistant. Shay's got her own assistant, and we got a team of VAs. But right behind that is digitalflowsolutions.net, which runs every business that we have, including the website, the CRM, the phone, the email, the texting, the funnels, the automations, everything to run your business. And again, no matter what you do, I don't care if you fry chicken or if you're a consultant, you need a back end. And that's what Digital Flow Solutions does to us.
But I want to share this because a lot of people say, oh my God, you guys are just serial entrepreneurs, jack of all trade and master of none. But what I want to say is most people that come into the business space as entrepreneurs, your services end up expanding. And that's what ends up happening. You wind up finding things in other businesses that weave and interlock into that base. So Derek, it's like the tree, right? It's like the tree trunk and then the branches. So that's literally, and I want to give that understanding to people that are aspiring entrepreneurs, wanting to become entrepreneurs, or, are like us. They're the serial entrepreneur. Take a step back and make sure that your foundation is set, and that everything else that you add, or whatever else God has given you, will end up becoming the branches, and you'll see how intricately woven those things are. That's scripture. How intricately woven things are to that base business. Like for us, the housing is our base, is our foundation.
That's the tree trunk.
That is the foundation. It's so deeply rooted into the soil with those roots, right? Being nurtured and nourished. And now what happens? The consultant, because we can't house everybody. And now what happens? We're consulting people, but we see that they've got to go here, there, and everywhere for all of these resources and needs. Why do we not help them provide the resources and needs? Whether it be whether it be somebody that can help them with social media, whether it be a software system that can help them keep all of their business ideas together, or the virtual assistant. And then you think of it, oh my goodness, we're in real estate. How can we help our clients get lending? Oh my goodness, that's another branch. How can we? So think of it that way, right? For those that are looking to pursue entrepreneurship, get your base. Find your base, find your foundation, and then let it grow and flourish, and you'll see the other things that come in beside it. So I just want people to know that we're not just out here starting businesses because right now we will set up an LLC and just let it sit, right? We'll let it sit on the shelf, marinate for a little while, and see what we can use it for, what God tells us to do. But we're not going to do that prematurely. But ultimately, just make sure you find your base. Let it deeply set its roots and become your foundational aspect of your businesses. And then watch God add additional branches to that tree.
Love
So
that.
go
Love
for it,
that.
H.
Shay literally said something that we used to talk a lot about 3 years ago. So if you've been around us for a long time, that conversation she just had should not be unfamiliar. If you're new to us, that's a new concept that you haven't heard us talk about, but I'm so glad she brought that up, because sometimes people start multiple businesses that have nothing to do with each other. And to me, that's kind of when you can get out of whack. All 8 businesses that we have, guys, they drive each other. Yeah. And I'll be honest, our customer base is what made it that way. Shay told you, our trunk, the tree trunk, the roots, what base, like our base is the ILF model, the real estate, the housing people. And like Shay said, our branches from that is all these other businesses. And I'm just honest enough and not a liar to tell you, out of all 8 businesses, I'm only good at 2 of them. One is the one you listening to right now, me running my big mouth, pouring into people, coaching it. The other one is actually doing the housing myself. So Second Chance Housing and Forston Consultants are the only 2 businesses that I'm good at. This sweatshirt you wearing, need a virtual assistant, our VA staffing agency, I have nothing to do with that. I thought of the idea, my VA team built the whole concept. They built the business, the website, the back end, my partnership in the Philippines. Guys, I had nothing to do with that. How genius is that? That's why y'all need VAs too. Join me Tuesday to talk about why virtual assistants are so powerful. Because I jokingly tell you guys all the time, guys, I am not techie. I can barely turn this computer on. How crazy does it sound that I own a digital marketing company, Shay and I? That sounds dumb, right?
Shay makes sense.
Now Shay is super techie. So again, my newer people may not know this, but watch this. Guys, I am so not techie, it's not even funny. But with the team of VAs, I run a whole digital marketing company. Yeah. Genius, right? Because I don't have the skill set. But a VA for $5 an hour can run that business. Guys, that's a cheat code. Last thing on that, I'm going to move on. Miss D put something in the chat that I'm real big on. D sounds a lot like me. She says, Derek, I like this model, but Derek, I'm busy. And I know, well, I don't know D personally, but I know of D. She's very busy, got a lot going on. Family, business, consulting. Right. She's deep into real estate, commercial real estate, multifamily, single family. She got a lot going on, y'all. And what I tell most of y'all and what I love about people that join us, you guys aren't lazy people. You guys got things going on. You just need some help. Correct. You need a software system and some VAs. But watch this. I teach people like D, you need to house what I would call my favorite, the military veteran, the elderly adult. They don't need nothing from you, D. D, all they need from you is to keep the lights on, keep that water running, and if you keep that AC going, D, this guy right here, D, he don't need nothing from you. Right. One more time. This is what I found out, and this is what I mean by when you pick your population. Of course, yes, let the community dictate it. I'm just lucky enough that my community screams for this population. The elderly adult, the military veteran, and that working individual. I'll admit, I didn't have a lot of those working guys in the beginning, but this is the population you need, D. You got a lot going on. D, you cannot house that military veteran. D, you cannot house the 23-year-old. And the 28-year-old in the same house, and it's co-ed. Yeah. D. Now, even though there's a lot of people we teach do co-ed, D, my coaching style with you, because that what's that word? We customize the coaching to you. D, I wouldn't have you doing co-ed housing. Because I know to me, co-ed brings a party. Now, to my brother that ran co-ed so successfully, he thought co-ed brought cohesiveness. I disagree with that. But it worked for him. Correct. And that's what was so powerful about this model. What may work for you, D, may not work for Miss Tia over here in Polk County, Haines City. Tia, if you're available, see me 2 o'clock today too, to go walk through this house to get the teaching, Tia, of how we do that too. Watch this. That's a great point. Tia, I may be getting this mixed up. And I'll ask Tia later about that whole IMB thing. But Tia, you come today, 2 o'clock. I want to prove a point about something. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Thank you, Tia. We may go live on TikTok. Because I want you to see what this looks like, even us wholesaling property. Because that's what this is, Tia. Okay? And how I'm inviting investors. But back to D's thing. D is like me and like a bunch of y'all. You thinking, Derek, how can I get involved in this, man? I'm busy, Derek. I got a lot going on. Right. This population right here, D, if you keep the lights running, the electricity running, and I think where you live at, D, you guys got gas. D, if you keep that running, this guy don't need nothing from you. He just gonna ask you, hey, Miss D, when is the rent due? That's it. Just like your other real estate, D, that you may not be involved in because of property management. What I love about this, there is no property management involved. I don't have staff. And because I got a VA that is my program manager, I trained Jess, y'all, 2 years ago to be me. I'm gonna go in a little bit of a different direction just to show y'all real quick. Here's my team, right? And Shay and I got a couple of them on here. And I'm actually gonna, let me see, let me pull this up. These are some of our executive VAs, and we'll talk about them in a minute and how they work for other people for us. Right here is Latrell. Latrell, Shay's personal.
When did he get a new picture?
Oh, yo, man, Jess updated all of this for us, Shay. Our VA updated this, and Shay didn't even know. Hold it. I'm gonna go by this real fast, Shay, and I'm gonna let you come back to Latrell because that's your guy. Watch this. Even though Latrell is hired by me too, I have nothing to do with Latrell. Me and him hardly don't even talk. But Shay has a nonprofit. When you see Shay posing with those $10,000 checks, those $5,000 clearance house checks, Shay didn't apply for it. Shay didn't find it. Shay didn't look for it. Guys, the VA found that stuff.
Yeah.
Really quickly, I'm gonna move on. Hannah works for us, but multiple other people, because we teach y'all how to get a VA and start a business from that one VA. How y'all think we built VA 101 Staffing Agency? It started with Hannah and Tara. From that, we built VA 101.
Yeah.
Moving on. Without Alex, guys, I can never tell you guys I have a digital marketing company. But because of Alex from Nigeria and Danish from Pakistan, we can build y'all website. We can do automations. We can do funnels. And now, watch this. I can't do no funnel. I can't even spell automation. But why do I need to when we got Danish, who's been developing software since he was 6 years old? Come on, guys. I'm teaching y'all the game about how to run a business. You're utilizing a skill set that you don't have. In the U.S., Danish should cost me $200,000 a year, y'all.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't afford that. But where he lives at, Danish is like $5 an hour. I think it's a little under that, actually. I'm moving on. April is our social media guru. So when you guys see a lot of social media from me, that ain't really me. April also does a lot of other social media for other people. Correct. Big shout out to Francesca and Jay Dawson. And we utilize April to make money to do other people's social media. Are y'all getting this, how we use VAs? But the reason why I pulled it up is to show y'all Jess. Jess is my right hand. Yep. I trained Jess 2 years ago to be me. I say, Jess, God gonna bless us one day. We're gonna get real busy. I say, Jess, I'm not gonna be able to answer phone calls. I'm not gonna be able to do social media. I'm not gonna be able to build relationships in the community with social workers and case managers. I'm not gonna be able to send coffee and donuts. Jess, I want that to be you.
Yeah.
Guys, I built Jess. Now that some of my newer people and social workers and case managers over the last 2 years, they don't even know me. They only know Jess.
Exactly.
And I love that. I serve as the boots on the ground. Back to Miss D's case, and I'm done on that one. D, you need to house the elderly, military veterans, and those working individuals that are going to be calling you every 5 minutes talking about the cable ain't running. And something did, because guess what? 7 years ago, all the calls came to me. Mr. Derrick, the toilet ain't flushing. Guess who they call today? Jess. Yeah. Jess puts in the work order for me now. So for people that are real busy, that's what VAs are for. They buy your time back. And when you mix a VA with digital flow solutions, now you got fireworks. So if you need a virtual assistant, guys, for $125 a week, definitely visit va101.co. That's va101.co. We'll put it in the chat.
They can even text the phrase.
You also
VA.
can go to digital flow. So Shay, if you can put both of those in there and give that instruction, I'm gonna also put one that's scrolling below. But if you want a great VA to change your life and to buy your time back, and I always revert back to the gentleman that says, Derrick, you saved my marriage. And we didn't know what he was talking about. I do a lot of coaching, y'all, so I didn't know what I told him. He said, Derrick, but it wasn't about the coaching, man. But when I got that VA from you, bro, like it bought so much of my time back that me and my wife now have a date night every Tuesday because of this VA does all my work now, all the social media, all my returning emails. She answers all my phone calls. So can 3 of y'all put in the chat, Derrick, that makes sense. somebody that can relieve me of my time, give me more time with my family, my children, and more importantly, probably for a lot of y'all, your business.
Yeah.
So again, can you imagine somebody that when you say they do? And again, watch this. The cheat code is that it's $5 an hour to you, which is kind of minimal. But to them, that's a lot of money where they live at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take a break. I'm going to come right back. I hope you guys got 100 questions. Shay and I going to get ready to start closing down because remember, at 2 p.m., I'm going to Haines City, Florida to show you guys a wholesale deal that I have under contract. I've invited real estate agents, real estate investors, and Tia, I want to see you there because you're local to that place, Tia.
Tia already said she's
okay.
coming.
So if you're in Haines City, or if you're in Central Florida, you want to see a great deal that, in my opinion, you probably should rent it by the room. Elderly adults or military veterans. It's a 4-bed, 2-bath. And let me give you the math on it right now in case if you come. Never mind the 8 people at 2 beds per room, because you can do that too. But what if you do 4 beds of that military veteran and he's $900 per room? Now, I'll admit the master may go for a little bit more, but for even numbers, 9 times 4 is $3,600.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, that mortgage is only going to be about $1,200. Does that make sense, everybody? That's what you call real estate. Let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. Hey, what's going on, family? Are you somebody that needs some help in your life or your business? Are you somebody that has a lot of ideas, but you can't quite get them out? You probably need a virtual assistant, guys. And again, at $5 an hour, that's an absolute cheat code for you, your life, your family, and your business. Because oftentimes these virtual assistants, guys, can do a lot of what we can't. And they often come with a bachelor or a master's degree. So when it comes to the educational side of it, guys, these VAs are, again, the cheat code to everything that you're probably looking for. Most of you guys have a full-time job, so it's hard to kind of implement a lot of the ideas that God is giving you or the ideas that are in your heart. You should be visiting va101.co to get a virtual assistant that can help you in your life and your business and get some of these ideas out of your brain onto paper and then to implementation. One more time, visit va101.co, not .com, but va101.co and get a virtual assistant, guys, for $5 an hour. It's the cheat code, and it'll be the best decision that you ever made. I promise. All right. You heard the guy. You heard what the guy said. Miss Shay, back on you for anything that you want to say, any closing remarks. I'm not sure how long we got, but I'm sure it's about time to go. I just want to remind people, if you forget everything I said today, and you love this coaching and you love kind of what this is and want to be guided by somebody that was a social worker for 9 years, but now is on the other side of it for the last probably 6, 7 years now on this side of it. Guys, there's nobody that teaches it from this level that we do with the experience and the software to back you. Like Shay spoke earlier, it's not just about our coaching, it's the experience and the back end that you're going to need anyway. Most coaching that you get, you still got to go and get a website. You still have to go and get a phone system. You still have to go and get all of these external things. Guys, with Forston Consultants, it's all in one, including the VA service. So again, we're giving away $5,000 towards our ILF Mastery Blueprint coaching. All you got to do, guys, is go to as if you're going to buy it from our website. But when you get to the checkout, that box that says enter coupon code, if you enter 2025-2025, you will immediately see that $5,000 drop off of that price. And it's a small fee now for everything that we just talked about. Absolutely. And again, I'll be honest, guys, if you guys don't see the value in that, our coaching is probably not for you, right? And that's not some me being mean or me just, if you know what our original coaching cost and the fact that we're giving $5,000 towards it, I prayed before we made the decision to even to do that, because we never went that low for this coaching model. I said, God, I hope this changes somebody's life. And I hope that this is the thing that they were waiting on to kind of take that step, right? So again, if you do want our one-on-one coaching, go to the forstonconsultants.com, click that tab that says products and services, and it's going to take you right to the first thing you're going to see is the ILF Mastery Blueprint. There's 3 coachings: the blueprint, the accelerator, and the DIY. The blueprint is $7,500. The accelerator is $3,000. The DIY is only $997. Guys, we're giving $5,000 towards that blueprint. So if you can do the math on that, you see what's left. Very small for everything that we just talked about, and all of this one-on-one coaching. Not a bunch of videos from me, but my personal phone number, the VA service, Digital Flow Solutions as your back end and your phone and your website and your CRM and your funnels and your automations and 1,000 other things. We're giving away $5,000, guys, all the way up until Valentine's Day, which is a Friday. I think that's next week. I love y'all like a fat kid loves cake. If you guys got any questions before I go, I'll take a few questions, but I want to give up to Shay to share anything she's got going on, any upcoming things, any advice, any gems. And again, while she's doing that, if you have a question, please type it in the chat. I'll be glad to answer it. Miss Shay, on you.
I'm excited because we are releasing our faith line of merchandise from the Angela Denise Foundation. And today just so happens to be my late mom's birthday. So today, February the 8th, would have been my mom's 68th birthday. Unfortunately, she passed with just a horrific and strong battle where she fought and gave cancer a run for its money. But ultimately today, guys, we are launching the faith merch line, right? And this is going to be in honor of the late Angela Denise Proctor. And I am just excited that you can go and grab your merchandise starting Monday. We are starting Monday, so you will be seeing us promoting that heavily on Monday. And if you are not joining me on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram, you won't be able to get the link. So I'm not sharing, Derek, I'm not sharing the sale link until Monday. So I want to make sure that you all are rocking your faith merch. Today, what I have on a gap filler. This is going to be also on there. God's appointed people, Ezekiel, I can't see 22:30. Filling in the gap, making up the hedge. God was looking for us. We weren't there, but we say, here we are, Lord. We are ready to fill in the gap and make up the hedge. You can get your merchandise today. Well, on Monday. You can start pre-ordering on Monday. So I'm gonna jump off because all of my siblings have been calling me today, and I know today is usually one of those days. So Derek, I want to say have a great weekend. And also, if you have not already looked into that promotion that we are giving you for the coaching, you better not miss out. Don't miss out.
It won't get that crazy again. So,
and then again, guys, like those that I'll be seeing at the open house, I'll see you at 2:00. Derek, I'm out.
All right, Miss Shay, thank you so much. Shay, I'm actually out too. So actually, let me check the chat first because I said I was going to honor that. And again, thank you to anybody that was new to us today. And again, for all you old timers that are always here, all you faithful people, thank y'all so much. Again, we appreciate you all. And again, from all of my other streaming places, people that were on Clubhouse, thank y'all. I see Top Dog here. I just went back on this page and saw Top Dog. I didn't have this page up, but hopefully you guys joined us on YouTube. YouTube is where everybody comes to. So my Clubhouse people, if you didn't hear me say that, or if you didn't see it in the chat, I hope you guys came over. But big shout out to Top Dog. I see Miss Vicky. Big shout out to you. And I think D will own both of them. So D, big shout out to you as well. D was on Clubhouse and the YouTube channel. So again, thank y'all so much. I'm gonna go ahead and end this Clubhouse room, and then I'm gonna shift it back over to my YouTube folks, and then I'm gonna close them out. So, and also thank you to everybody that joined us from the TikTok side of things too, and then that came over. And thank you to everybody that's currently texting me right now. I'm getting a few texts of people that are saying, Derek, I didn't know about that crazy sale. I'm going to the checkout page now. So I appreciate you guys, and that's what I was hoping for, that, you know, that 2,500 that, you know, it is now is a long way from that 7,500. So we were praying that that was going to be something that was going to help people. And also, don't be afraid to use that third-party financing. So there's Klarna, there's Afterpay. And I think if I can remember, Klarna is the one that goes up to like 24 months. That payment is like $100 and something a month. So if I was you guys, man, consider clicking that button that allows you to get the financing. That way you don't even need all the money up front. And remember, the company pays us up front. You just pay them. So that's the other cheat code to it. The Taylor family asked about that. You guys didn't know that there was actually financing available. Absolutely. Right there in checkout, there's Klarna, there's Apple Pay, and there's also this thing called Afterpay. So take advantage of that stuff. And if that don't work, if you don't qualify for whatever reason, credit, we do in-house financing as well. Okay. All right. So we appreciate that. Kevin Reed, I see you now, big dog. So hey, Top Dog, if you didn't know, man, every Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern, we're here, right? Every Monday and Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, we're here. So Top Dog, what you can see now is pictures of what I usually show people, again, because a lot of people want to see what it looks like. So we're often showing people the pictures and things of that nature, the beds, the kitchens, right? Today we have over 400 ILFs in 37 states. So we're super excited about that. And we want you guys to be a part of that number. So what I'm going to start doing too, I'm always saying that we're in 37 states, and every time it goes up, I'm going to start listing the states that we're not in. So that way you guys can maybe be the forerunner and you can be kind of one of the newer people in a newer state. But like the last 6 people that we've launched, all of y'all are in the same state, right? Or states that we're already in. So that number 37 has been around for a while. So, and again, PDR is that whole purpose-driven real estate. We already talked about the populations. I just want to show Top Dog of how we actually show pictures of what this is, right? So Top Dog, hopefully now you can see. J.A., thank you as well, too, J.A. I appreciate you. And again, I hope that was a blessing for you as well, J.A., in terms of what that discount is. And again, if you just jumped on, we're giving $5,000, guys, towards that ILF Mastery Blueprint coaching. And that includes the virtual assistant service, digital flow solutions software system, the one-on-one coaching for life. You stuck with me for life unless you decide to leave me. Okay. But other than that, man, you guys be great. I'm in a room tomorrow and every Sunday called the Real Estate Wealth Chat. I would love if you guys could join there as well. Kevin Reed, who you just saw at the bottom, he's also a big time player in that room, specializes in all things credit repair. And, you know, I talk to you guys a lot about getting the bag, right? A lot of part about that is got to get your credit right. So, Top Dog, you don't know it yet, but we're going to have you on one night because I would love for you to share with my people of how you utilize business credit cards. Because, Top Dog, a lot of people want to do what we do, but sometimes that financial side isn't always there. I want you to teach them how to get their credit right. You and I talk a lot, just you and I. But I want you to give it to my family, okay? So I appreciate that. D, thank you as well. She says, thanks, Derek and Shay. This was incredible as always. Thank you, D. We appreciate that. And again, thank you to the new people that have no clue who I was before today. We appreciate that. So I'm going to pray you guys out of here, and I'm going to get y'all out here to enjoy y'all Saturday. And again, don't forget, guys, I'm giving a mini open house today to investors only in Haines City, Florida. We have a deal that's under contract. And I'll be honest, y'all, it's my family member, right? But I'm in control of it. So I have a couple of realtors that'll come. I'm also inviting a few real estate investors. Bring your handyman, bring your contractor, bring your Mr. Fix-It guy, anything that you need. I'm going to have assignment of contract on site, and I'm going to have more information about the property on site. But if you want more, if you want the address, because I won't scream it out here, you need to DM me, email me, text me, do something. In fact, let me do this actually. That number that we always use for just regular stuff, I'm going to put that on the bottom right now. So if you're local and you want to come by, there's a number scrolling below. Just let me know at that number right there. That'll go to me and my whole team. And that way I'll give you the address so that you guys can know. Other than that, man, I love you guys like a fat kid loves cake. Remember, man, love God, love people, and love real estate, but mesh them together. And now you got yourself a ministry. You don't need a microphone like this or a church with a bunch of members in it to have a ministry, y'all. I always jokingly tell people I'm no pastor, I'm no bishop, and I'm definitely no minister. But guys, I kind of am a minister of real estate. I love God, I love people, and God has allowed us to change the lives of people through real estate. So this is my ministry, even though I'm not a pastor. And I'm going to leave you with a couple of our quotes. One of them, don't procrastinate. Procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for something he's already told you to act on. And for most of y'all, he's told you to get into real estate. He's told you to help people. You just didn't know that you can merge them together using this independent living facility model. So one more time, procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for something he's already told you to do. And this shared housing allows you guys to do God's will. Because the Bible says, not Derek, that the poor and the needy will always be among you. And God says that when you're doing unto the least of thee, meaning the population that we serve, God said it's like you're doing a favor unto him. So this is a no-brainer real estate play that involves the love of God, social services, some patience, and real estate all wrapped up into one. You guys be great. We'll see you guys Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you haven't joined our YouTube channel, meaning subscribe to it, go ahead and do that. Befriend me on Facebook at Derek Forston and be nosy everywhere at Forston Consultants to go and see what we're doing in the community. But more importantly, how can you be a part of it so that you can be an affordable option in your city? Father God, thank you so much for the seed that was sown today. Thank you for the ability to give what you gave me. God, thank you that you're going to help these people move at the speed of instruction to do what you've already told them to do. Father God, I pray that they have the mind of Christ and an able body to do what you've called them to do. And no devil in hell will stop it. Nobody in the city will stop it. In fact, God, when they begin to speak about this thing, allow it to sound like the best thing since sliced bread. Give them favor with you first. But God, give us favor with man. Give us favor with city officials, people that make decisions in our city, so they don't bother us when we're trying to do this great work. Father God, again, we give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise. Now unto him that is able to do exceedingly, abundantly, above all we can ever ask or think, according to God's power that worketh in us. You guys be great. I love y'all, and we'll see y'all Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And if you agree with that, say amen. If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show. Hey, David, did you know that you can start your own housing program and it doesn't require you for you to own the property and you do not need a license? So how in the world would you do that? I was always told that you had to own the property and that there was always some kind of special license that you had to get from your city to do this. People always told me that there was lots of red tape to jump through. So you mean to tell me these are also not group homes? It's actually simple. They're called independent living facilities, and Forston Consultants actually created it. They hold the trademark for it. So I follow them religiously on Instagram at Forston Consultants, as well as Facebook. And every Monday night at 6 p.m., they actually go live on YouTube at Forston Consultants, and I follow them there as well. So you mean to tell me my dream of becoming this housing provider that I've always dreamt of is closer than I realize? And again, you're telling me I don't need a license and I don't have to own the property. Absolutely. You do not have to own the property. You don't have to be a nurse. You don't have to be a CNA, and you can get started as soon as tomorrow. Click the link below for more information.
Have you ever wanted to open your own group home? Were you told that you needed a license from the state? Were you told that you had to hire staff? You were probably told that you had to own the property, right? Let Forston Consultants introduce you to Independent Living Facilities, ILF, which are group homes that do not require a license, staff, and you don't have to own the property. At Forston Consultants, we walk you through the entire process of how to operate your own independent living facility. We don't just give you a bunch of videos to watch on your own, which could get confusing. Here is what you need to do next, in this order. Step number 1, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Forston Consultants for tons of secrets on how to start your own independent living facility. Step 2, sign up for our webinar at forstonconsultants.com to learn more about this great opportunity. Step number 3, purchase our best-selling book, How to Open an Independent Living Facility in 10 Easy Steps. Step number 4, contact us for your free consultation so you can quit your boring job in the next 90 days.
We figured out your problem. You have a great business or a great business idea. You just don't have a website. So visit digitalflowsolutions.net and get the best website in the world for only $97. And then you just pick your monthly plan. Let's get back to the content. Hey, what's going on, family? Are you somebody that needs some help in your life or your business? Are you somebody that has a lot of ideas, but you can't quite get them out? You probably need a virtual assistant, guys. And again, at $5 an hour, that's an absolute cheat code for you, your life, your family, and your business. Because oftentimes these virtual assistants, guys, can do a lot of what we can't. And they often come with a bachelor or a master's degree. So when it comes to the educational side of it, guys, these VAs are, again, the cheat code to everything that you're probably looking for. Most of you guys have a full-time job, so it's hard to kind of implement a lot of the ideas that God has given you or the ideas that are in your heart. You should be visiting va101.co to get a virtual assistant that can help you in your life and your business and get some of these ideas out of your brain onto paper and then to implementation. One more time, visit va101.co, not .com, but va101.co, and get a virtual assistant, guys, for $5 an hour. It's the cheat code, and it'll be the best decision that you ever made. I promise.
And if you never did another thing, you were with me through the lows and pick me up. You pick me up. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I am never forgotten. You have always provided. I'm not lacking. I'm not empty.